Hello out there, everyone. Mayabi. And we're continuing with another episode of I'm a Magical Girl's Pet. Oh, and if you just joined us, you're welcome. Glad you made it here, and I hope you all enjoy your stay. And always remember the most important character is you, the readers. Let's get it up! Wow, I knew there were magical girls in the city, but not this many. It's quite a relief, right, Lou? You bet, Aris. Once we're determined that there aren't a threat, we invite them to Hanoka's house. The two apparently traveling to a nearby town to meet another magical girl faction. Ray joins us shortly after. We would have continued onwards, but we noticed the high level of dark energy here. You girls have a big shadow problem. We believe that a senior witch may be here. That would definitely explain a lot. You haven't detected any other energies, have you? I'm afraid not, sorry. But maybe I could help you, girls. I can't stay, but I can at least assist you, girls, with the shadows for a bit. Really? That means so much. Thank you. It's the least we could do. By the way, Lou, how come you are a familiar during the daytime? It's just a lot easier for me to travel this way. Saves on the train fare, too. That, and we're dealing with something very important. We can't tell you, but it's important. We stay in our magical form to prepare for any kind of trouble. Yeah, any kind of trouble? I nod in understanding. Since you're a familiar, do you have any idea why the curse won't let me transform at will? I can't be entirely sure. However, as a familiar, I notice we're particular sensitive to spells and magical energy. The high amount of dark energy here is affecting your ability to change. So, if we manage the shadows and the witches here, then that will help Charlotte? I believe so, yes. Speaking of, we have to discuss how the witch hair is causing trouble. We may have to declare a full-blown war against them for our territory. The witches are agitating the shadows far too much. It won't be long before they start heaving, affecting civilizations. How would that work? When the dark energy becomes too much, it can manifest in a very concerning ways. For example, it can manifest in the form of a natural calamity or a massive accident. It could seriously hurt the city. Is a war truly necessary? We're managing our battles with Sayoka so far. I know, but she obviously won't back down. Ray must be able to sense my discomfort because she turns to me. You were rather vocal about wanting to convince the witch to join our side, Charlotte. Do you still feel that way? I do. I accept Ray to shut me down, but instead she nods slowly. Then I'll hear you out. You will? I was a little too dismissive during our last discussion. I'll give you one chance to speak to Sayoko, convince her to not fight us. But if she still refuses, then we'll have to declare a final duel. A final duel? Is that really necessary, Ray? What's a final duel? It's how formal wars are done between magical girls and witches. That's correct, a final duel is when two factions have a large final battle. The catch is that unlike the other duels, each faction has to vow to rid themselves of their magic. It's extremely serious. I hear in some cases some wishes are even reverted. What? That's a little extreme. I know. That's why Sayoko has to choose wisely which side she's on. So, what do you think, Charlotte? What do I think? How should I respond? I'll talk to Sayoko again. Maybe she'll listen this time. I haven't been able to convince her so far, so maybe these are the stakes she'll need. Thank you, Charlotte. While I'm doubtful she'll listen, I like to hope for the best possibility outcome. Now that Charlotte has agreed to do it, does anyone else have any objections? I feel bad for Sayoko, but I agree there's nothing else we can do. Juna? I suppose there's no other choice. Good. Should we go with Charlotte and talk to Sayoko then? You'll most likely see her at school tomorrow, so you can go with him, Hanoka. But I advise against us all talking to her together. We might come off as too hostile if all of us are there at once. Besides, I've been picking up the shadows near the outskirts of the city. Juna, Arias, Lou, and I will have to focus our attention on that for the moment classes are over. I'm counting on you two to let us know how things go with Sayoko. Hanoka nods. We're on it. Everyone gets up to leave. While I'm glad to talk to Sayoko again, I can't help but feel worried. I really hope Sayoko doesn't choose to fight us. The next day, Hanoka and I approach Sayoko in the hallway. Hey, Sayoko. Oh, it's just you two. Have you chosen to give up your territory? Of course not. How could you even think that? Sayoko's expression remains natural, and she shrugs. Because I don't see any other reason why you'd reproach me. Well, you're wrong. Sayoko, we want you to consider not fighting us anymore. The answer is still no. She continues walking. Wait, there's more to this. this time. Yeah, if you don't agree to this, we may have to declare a final duel. The words make Sayoko stop in her tracks. Final duel, huh? What brought this on? You know exactly why. Your presence is causing high amounts of dark energy in the city. And whoever your senior witch is, Sayoko closes her eyes and takes a deep breath. I already told Charlotte that I don't have a senior witch. And I haven't been doing anything to actively agitate the shadows in the city either. Then why fight us? I told you I simply want the territory. Why do you have to be so difficult, Sayoko? Do you really want to fight in a final duel? If I must, then yes. If I must, then yes. You're insane. I could sense Hanoka's temper rising. I place my hand on Hanoka's shoulder. Hanoka, let's try to be civil. Hanoka puffs her cheeks and takes a deep breath. Fine. It's not my fault Sayoka's being so unreasonable. I'm not the one being unreasonable. Just because you and I have different options doesn't mean I'm the one wrong here. It's just like you magical girls to only think of yourselves. You take that back. Hanoka and Sayoko glared at each other, one another. This is escalating way more than I intended it to. Girls, let's not fight. The whole point of this is talking is to avoid a fight. She started it. I beg your differ. Come on, you two, break it up. The girls cross their arms and turn away from one another. Oh boy. Sayoko, can we at least discuss this more? Sayoko thinks about it. Alright, on one condition, you're gonna date with me. A date? A date? You heard me. If you want me to listen to all this boring magical girl talk, I might as well try to have some fun while doing it. So Charlotte take me out on a date? Dumbfounded, I think. Charlotte, what if it's a trap? I mean, she hasn't hurt me so far. Hanoka opens her mouth, but nothing comes out. So, that's a yes, right? Alright, Charlotte, let's go on a date after class. Wait, this is all going way too fast. I can't believe I agreed to this. Sayoko and I meet after classes. There you are, Charlotte. For a moment I thought you went back on your word. Of course I wouldn't. Though, hey, Hanoka wasn't so happy about this. She grins. I figured that's why I proposed this to begin with. It's fun seeing a magical girl get so flustered. This girl is ruthless. So, where did you want to go to? I think the park will be fine. Or feline. You can tell me about this whole final duel business on the way there, and I'll be purring. We sat on the bench. That's in a quiet area in the park. So, the magical girls in your faction believe that I'm the threat of the city? Yeah, they're said they'll have to no choice but to fight you if you say no. I heard a final duel can do. I don't want you to lose your magic over this. I'm sure if you explain your side of the story then. I'll do the duel. What? But Sayok, what if you lose? I don't care if I have to risk losing my magic over this. I clenched my fist. Sayoko, please, can't you at least try talking to them? Why do you care if I lose? It shouldn't matter to you. Of course I care. I don't want you to get hurt. Sayoko looks at me with wide eyes and sighs. Does it really mean that much to you? Did I talk to them? Yes, please. Okay, fine, I will. I breathe a sigh of relief. Thank you, Sayoko. I knew you weren't a bad person, but I do have to ask, why are you so against working with magical girls? That's just how witches are. We're natural enemies. Besides, I think that magical girls are too selfless. They allow themselves to get hurt for a cause bigger than them. And for what? Sayaka lowers her head and her voice softens. That's why I prefer being a witch. It may be a lonesome, but for kissing. I'm the only one has to worry about hurting myself. Poor Sayoko. I could sense her sadness. What can I do to make her feel better? I gently reach over and pat Sayaka's head. Sayaka flinches and pulls away. What are you doing, Charlotte? I was trying to comfort you. That's ridiculous. What on earth for? Her cheeks turn rosy pink. Well, it sounds to me like you've been through a lot. I don't think anyone goes through life or actively believing that they deserve to be alone. Sayoko looks to the side and pouts. Huh? You're most perceptive than I was led to believe then. But that doesn't change my mind now about it. Sometimes it's better to be alone. I don't have to worry about making people happy, or making them upset, or even worse, disappointing them. Her expression turns somber, as if she's remembering something painful. If it's just me, I don't put any lives in danger. Did that happen to you before? Sayaka hesitates to answer. It did. A long time ago, I used to have people I really cared about. They always did their best to take care of me, but eventually we had our differences. Did you guys get into a fight? Even worse than that, we cut off ties completely. Looking back, I don't especially blame them for doing it. Maybe I just wasn't worth their time. She looks off to the side, clearly trying to avoid my eye contact. I think you're worth the time, Sayuka. You do? She turns to look at me, her brows furrowed. But why? All I've done since I met you in Hanoka is act totally. Maybe to Hanoka, but you've been pretty nice to me. Smiling, I gently nudged her arm. I think there's more to you than you let on. That's that's why you still haven't given up on me, right? Yep. Charlotte, I don't want you to get hurt because of me. I'm not going to. How could you be so sure about that? I'm not. It's just another thing I'll have to trust you with. The same way you're trusting me by saying you'll talk with the other magical girls. She stays quiet for a moment. You're strange, Charlotte, but I guess in a way that's why I'm drawn to you. I keep telling myself that I'll avoid interaction with people, but so far I keep finding myself inviting you to spend time with me, or I'll hear you out, even if I know my heart I should say no. Maybe it's in your head telling you that you've been wanting all along, and it's that you do what to be with people around. Maybe you're right, but I'll give myself more time before I decide if that's truly what I want. It's odd that it's still even a possibility to me. Thank you for opening up my eyes, Charlotte. So, how about we explore the town a little more? Excellent idea. After spending the day with Sayoku, I returned to Hanoka's house. We had such a good time today together. I'm sure the others will be happy to hear that Sayoku wants to talk to them. Though I wonder if Hanoka's still mad I went on a date with. Charlotte! You're here, I'm so glad. Hanoka, are you okay? You look red. Oh, really? I must be, because of... Oh, yeah. It's a full moon tonight. I am super high in energy. It makes me so happy. As Hanoka speaks, she slurs and makes a big movement. She's acting almost like she's drunk. Hanoka leans close to me on my face. Charlotte, Charlotte, did you miss me? While you were on the date with that mean old Sayoka? Please tell me you did. What should I say? Why didn't I miss my partner while I was gone? Hanoka blushes and giggles even louder.
Tell a joke.
That makes me so happy. The truth be told, I was super jealous. Why do you have a date? Have to date a witch? Witch. Well, I'm right here. You're already my familiar. Next time we should go on a date. All right, if you say so. I wonder if she will forget the conversation. All of a sudden, Hanoka wraps her arms around me. Hanoka, you feel so nice and warm, Charlotte. Just like a little pillow. In fact, I could fall asleep right now. And Hanoka goes quiet. Hanoka! I lean in and notice she's asleep. I move Hanoka to her room and I tuck her in bed. I've never been seen Hanoka like this. I wonder if I should ask for help, though it might not be best to leave her alone. What should I do? It's probably better to keep Hanoka company. I stay near Hanoka's bed and watch her as she sleeps. I can't help but smile. She looks so calm and relaxed in this state. Hanoka stirs in the bed in a murmur. Charlotte, are you there? I lean forward in my chair. Yep, I'm right here. Good. Can you hold my hand? I feel my cheeks burn slightly at the suggestion. However, I reach for Hanoka's hand and take it into mine. Hanoka squeezes back tightly. Oh wow, for someone who's half asleep, she sure has a strong grip. Hmm. She smiles softly. She's so adorable. Although I'm pretty sure she won't remember any of this. Actually, this is kind of reminds me of the first night I spent here. I chuckle softly at the thought. You feel so nice, even when you're not a cute, fluffy animal. Hey, how many times do I have to tell you I'm not cute? Hanoka giggles as she continues to talk in her sleep.
Tell a joke.
Okay then, you're handsome. You didn't know at the time, but I always thought you were good looking when we were in class. Oh, really? I raise my eyebrow and I sit up straightly, feeling quite chuffed. Maybe that's why I thought you wouldn't take work seriously. That's not fair. I think you're pretty, but I still think you're smart too. You, you think I'm pretty? I almost yelped, realizing what I said. Well, yeah, you're beautiful, but also smart and responsible. I always thought you were out of my league, to be honest. In the fact, I doubt I would have interacted with you more if I wasn't your familiar, even if I got cursed in the process. I at least got to spend time with someone that I think was amazing. Ah, I'm happy you think so too. Hanoka pulls my hand closer to her face and snuggles it. I don't have many friends in school, even if people respect me here. Aside from Juna, you're actually the only other friend I've ever really had. Maybe that's why I was jealous when Sayaka asked you on a date. Well, just because I went on a date with her, Penny, doesn't mean I'm going to forget you. That's good to know. I don't think I ever want to lose you, Charlotte. No matter what happens, You're part of my life now, you know. I know what you mean. You won't lose me. As expected, when the sun sets, I change into my familiar form again. Hanoka looks for my hand, only to find my paw instead. You've changed again. Seems so. Is it okay if I snuggle with you in this form? I chuckle and shake my head. I guess I can allow it for now. I curl up next to Hanoka, so the pillow, and she hugs me tightly. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you for being my friend. The next morning, I wake up and see that Hanoka is sound asleep in her bed. As I stretch, I look around and notice the room still looks huge to me. Wait a minute! My stomach drops. It's then that I realize that I haven't transformed back into my human form. Why am I still a familiar? Alright, everyone. Here's what I'm going to call this an episode. If you all liked the video, do me a favor and punch the like button in the face. Like a boss and high fives all around. Oh, and if you just joined us, you're welcome. Glad you made it here, and I hope you all enjoy your stay. And always remember, the most important character is you, the reader. May y'all be out.